yama kwa baby Adom TV sunu na otwe dwumadi na eguso ayede bra wote enka ewo Asempa 94.7 FM. In fact, omo tie omo gibre etie en Asempa FM so yada mu nyina ase se memenda bia mode mafidie no eto Asempa 94.7 FM. All talk all day. Na muka ya ho sa dwumadi so we really appreciate your time. Na ma mo hwe ewo TV so enso so. Ya wade twa mu and Yenntua demonstration yade ehye so ewon kran. In fact, it was initiated by the youth wing of the NDC. Mene George Parado Pablo atwetwe ho nkomo. I mean a couple of times ewo radio so edanu drew hono na ngofo abeka ho ntina a shifted from the youth wing afina be coalition because you Bernard Mona mo ne omom keke ka ho nyina say omoka demonstration no eho. But after the demonstration and looking at the people that came out, the numbers, ampara Ghana for first E-Levy no wamunjintum, and also at saying I've been joined by the Honourable Member of Parliament for Anya Soutum or Miami area MP, Timi MP pa and Etiano Dr. Adom Kisi Onote Mensa Benkumsu Hassan so and Ura Ose Kwame Griffiths or director in charge of IT for the NDC opening way there actually fie hapa nyansen ketwa abia for mama kwaba so to bibia boko there okay honorable mami shase enfree so be say ye clear withdrawal of the bill no enra near course so Parliament House ni ntia yanya withdraw and the current state of the bill ma chemo kakrama na fi wia yenko yenim honorable
yo dedi kan moni ejuma o yema o my Ghana ma follow watch wow and my main emphasis. In fact, yes, media as a cry. I know when they start because COVID time, no. Yeah. In Timoni Ejma Paramoye, media has a huge role. Now, my main shall free E-Levy, no, as of December. And it be a bit drew. Look where name. There's been many changes to E-Levy, no, since Yedibetuja.
Okay.
Because of demands na evans Ghana for make and titu minority in parliament they na omo ebisa unfortunately as much as government make amend to E-Levy no the initial stance no opposition and your margin some basis on margin which is fine almost so extra margin and study page emu December no finance minister did to just man America ka na on any Ghana for Mbekasa na on your further consultation NDC forecast say that be omun here further consultation bia na bebi omjira na no mujina ema omoto so aba eno na ma AP free them hokra say nipa na ba say mo man America onye adjustment because mo amosu be for adjustment afia obisa mose dabi enti fortunately sena kobano finance minister eguso town hall meetings bibi obekobia so no nsema free mubano ama oye a few things dedi kan asemba kwa smedi tuja engofo nam say the mobile money to our salary I betel entisa kra and afia so me person ko for ya where say businesses are a tier tax or chrome ha say obi no ye transaction on a business platform per bill na e bano sa businesses no ebe wo special tax clearance omo intia utia de ka untia 1.75 no nti sign your manema we na ehu hia say
but on that bit how
for instance my example ukutia ade or DVLA a governmental institution and as ukutia taxes a governmental institution
e wo GRA
now the momo na ya ngofo nam so bit science here it is not so na de me ya ne say enchechemu na wo ho no ye nuanom ayomadwen so mu ntie hwe nti omo nka hwe a fa ho but inima piwo mu main car crowd no unim say ne transaction to see merchant to merchant different from say utia from Huawei to a merchant enti bill the bar technology be ma we hu say I mean, mobile money vending, no, I who say, oh, we enter any, you know, a systematic year, many of them are crying, say, yes, what the formulation is, it will happen. It's in Kofo and Koma and Tomoyemu. Na, Yenjin Tum say, E-Levy, no, and yet idea, a blinded. Me who say, Okada phobi, ye papa, Yenntua. Or general secretary, ejina omechi, kasa pi so kadafo, but no kwe woman say na a NDC program, and now omafa, let me say, sympathizers of NDC about mobekasa. Now I can say on authority say, once E-Levy, you know, if it should come into fruition, all Okada drivers are omobenya vending account. They will not be subject to some of these problems. And
as a Okada rider, I need to go and get a vending account.
Oh, that's it. What was it? May I find to just say the whole concept of E-Levy, you know,
mobile money wallet now.
The whole concept, they say, Yenntua in terms of taxes. No, this is trying to help a buying. Will be brought formalized or will be regularized. Now, Osha. No cre, if the whole country, all Okada drivers, or riders are almost so, contribute a little bit for the road development. At the end of the day, a coin now Okada for ye also no, and now ye they be improving. It is in their interest. It is really in their interest.
All right. So, when demonstration grounds, but these are ordinary Ghanaians around town. We just moved around town.
Yeah.
Let's listen, take a listen.
No problem.
It's right in front of police headquarters. You have this massive traffic. And yet, among this charge police phone, you know, no directed traffic, no, ebe form. IGP, ni office in Nimini, in Tonya World.
Me say demonstrate because by this time the traffic in Siwa. It's me say. I was say no more because the stand is no. I say to ya E-Levy. Because fu na what to me dream say over my to first so cry. And also acquire asem da.
Oh, traffic today too much. Too much. Best over.
Senior TBR no. Say minority in the parliament or more no. I was say a compliment to our efforts. It's in to prove to the world that Ghanaian people no are happy. Abiding in them, abiding energy now are expanded at the town hall meetings no. Or those who don't E-Levy no because the reason why we are out here today is to protest and tell the government and say E-Levy no and the enforce now.
MPs eko trans na say pass E-Levy. NDC coming government move chemana.
One of the first bills say chemu E-Levy. Obnoxious tax.
It's right in front of police headquarters.
George Pariado and Ekokasa and Fanaka ye video be of some Ghanaians adventure E-Levy no. But honorable, back to you. Now Okada for will need a vending account.
Yeah.
So be me abua. So vending account no to the omuntua E-Levy no.
Who's
But the Okada business has been illegal since, in fact, even during campaign, on my penny that Mahama cars promise say Obama Okada for Juma. I mean, it was a huge case. It is Okada no na fe babete wo mo eto no oyama ya Juma.
Because as we talk right now, Uber Eats and all these other Glovos and I mean, there's so many vending outlets.
Yes.
And unfortunately, you know, they haven't been regularized. And see, I think and make cases to say regularization of these vendors no is in the interest and it will widen. You can widen now. Ebema inkofwa etua tono adoso. And mind you say oh yeah, or transaction online crap delivery no omo fa kwan so na ba. Omo fa wiemu. And this is what the beauty of the thought behind E-Levy say. Listen, one, many agricultures where say your internet speed crano is not at par with the rest of the world. It's slow. call UK and Europe now it's so fast into electronic or technological infrastructure and sana a coiner your service delivery for all of these things so and this is one of the innovative ways two things your infrastructure and then secondly your technological infrastructure. It's unfortunate say
but will you agree with me say me say a juma a wasa E-Levy a doors pa change because for instance I think in a town hall meetings which should have even been before and sana yelesa E-Levy or parliament infrastructure I mean regularizing online for any idea so to know why they say why they say E-Levy no nina ye juma I say moye but
e wo bill ni mu unfortunately no credit won say mpempi no ye nuano mo be packing kind no cre because this is in the bill no more imagine say omonti omonhu but an offer bill na wo hwemu a ubehu all of these enema wo mu na emom is unfortunate say wow even some of the MPs nijna radio stations there can say send it 100 which we all know so say before the coming the opposition should come so unim finance minister 100 now or cut threshold no yemfan call ABR 300 and I yemfan call 500 yes not just a dialogue koso na most more chairman drink and I say a bar funeral donations are Ghana funeral donations pa Into Sardinia funeral donation, a year's program, certified, obituary in your my entity. Don't make arguments. Wow. So what I say. It's going to be but unfortunately, you know, they are not bringing any arguments to the table. And now, it just a share other captions of people doing the demonstration. Say, they are even clueless. Demonstration, unfortunately, and I don't think this is a good service to the country.
But anyway, you heard George Parado or the first tax that it was one of the proposals in their documents, or more document for coming to power. It was one of the things. It's just I don't know, in one breath. Refi say nanka ankasa the E-Levy nipo eba and then pay but it's okay. I know you're more adrin share. Why would you want to attack E-Levy say to Abamamwa as per national youth organizer not working?
Why they be on Jintum because they are hopefully no working kind
but also Jitum said E-Levy no moba mube year from only George Parado
well many adrin say a party no a
part in the position.
Okay.
Mami enka kakra. American chia wahefo nyina.
Ani atifo nyina.
Ani atifo nyina. Die di kan no. Say minu ai kase no kase finance minister eba say wo ba be yi E-Levy no akoye further consultation. Na say I say oba wa wansan wo benyin sen ti le make you
better late than never.
The TN say stakeholder engagement when you would the policy be eba out and no and I would kan day because I know nan crofo de o ma dwen kire eba na watimi a tintim ni nyina so man no enti na ye wa bam yes, man. Enti say, "O ko chichiri emraba." Na say emra no kra wo parliament wunyim firi ho. Na o si afa wo kwa fa na wo koye stakeholder engagement ya. Na adwen to an o hwe dia be den. Minia, so hu ni me. Enti no say ma hye bedwam no. Aban no agitum say onmo yamfum so. Say wo manyi adwen kire na ekoye adibe ye putupuru ma obia. In fact, med say MPC kura ni bi ho a womo wo MPP mu kura womo ano eye won putupuru. Dedi kan. Dia tosu mienu ekuo ahodo nya ndi sinkwa na nya mane. Sebe nye nkwa na You say you need Papa go for and work class. Nye nkwana ye mobile money. Na mum oman no nyina no. Ni ye munti. Na ya sorry ejina. Ye provide leadership no in this direction. Akwa wodo bebre. Your friends say Ghana Chamber of Telecoms, they have submitted a petition to Parliament. Omo cite alternatives. Alternatives quality you can say akwan fofra ye betimi anya sika e de abo ma no yenko tutu nkrofo butom enyi sika. And there's a press release by E-Commerce Association, and I'll tell you why later on. Meka de ntia wo mo aye concern. Wo mo so akire se eno so no E-Levy emwaye. Mobile Money Agent Association. Wo mo kwa de wo mo ma ayi so mbeko demu. President of Ghana, 5th of April 2017. O say nuisance tax o twitwa ni nyina. In fact, this is the most nuisance of all the nuisance taxes. I'm telling you. Onipa ba ko me pese me ne ya adwene mentane ne nya adwene ne dem ne be ya adwene pa.
Why no?
Ayo man panya be de che. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Then work out for the first time.
August of 2020. Video no ho met me dia ma. O say ye taxi momwa. Emwa wo man ase kire de say. Eye hiafo na won mo ye ayi E-Levy by maintain nka eno mu use mu na bo hiafo pa. Say me nua pani Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Nyame hira no say ohun say ye taxi momwa emwo man. Me no eye adwe na emum no waye din dodo. Da bia won de a friend say bibia ni a odimnika no abeka bi wo meka bi bi ehun na adwene ni yemfa ntoto de okan ya ansa na wo ye beto aba no. Da de wom ni say edientina E-Levy Ghana fo nyina nya NDC fonko ya sorry say ya emwo man. First of all, Momo account broni friend electronic wallet. It is our purse. Wudi sika ashemu. We purse is just electronic. It is instead of say ubenya physical cash no in a form of it is in a wallet in your electronic. A hon and Crawford wo mu savings e dey. Crawford ye no ma bebre. Obi kra na capital wo de tum. No what is busy from there. Crawford savings e wo ho. Na ete se obi afa no so ndie wo beto na account savings account mu wo bank. Oyi says can I won't tax no. I don't know ko ye free electronic wallet mu a. And let me put it this way, electronic bank account or so whatever you call it no. No they also budget tax. Ati se sabi obi kwa di sika ahye ne sum ya ase. Ana oba wo dwom no de sika abo na bosom. Wo yi sika na free na bosom atua friend say kaya ya yes metal tax. Tabi yanya ne sa. So it is a means of saving the money. They toso mienu. It's also a mode of payment. It's a mode of payment. Menu mienu akọ si akoto petrol. Now who is careful bottom the tua card ya no tax. Me the momo tua ya, which is just a mode of payment no. Petrol ya me toy. Ya de hwan ya to so almost 20%. Road hwan nyina gugugu so. Levies gugugu so. Na no so na ho ya yasiasa akoti ai. Menua. It is even discriminatory. Dear, many can say we will have merchant, not all of them have merchant. In fact, the Momo, Momo platforms, it has taken off and gone beyond the imagination of everybody. NSA say no. nkrofo depending on momo no enya asem ketwa.
But your definition of a momo wallet to
electronic wallet
to say obi bank account.
Yes.
But we know that these electronic wallets are not are just supposed to be transit points where we can just transfer money from here to another person. But I can't use this as I use my bank account. You agree with me?
I don't agree with you.
You don't agree with me?
What do you mean by make Krata be anywhere over I say a transit point. Me ways is here. Me sika I want me momus. We also see. It's kind of also, and also that. But the women momus we also see their own bank account.
But okay. Fine.
Platform no. Look, I was part of a meeting at national security when they called a meeting for SIM card registration. And when they called that meeting, this was a long time ago. I'm saying President Mills' time. All the telcos, lawyers nearby, they wanted to fight it. I remember I made a statement at that meeting. Probably that is what calmed them down. Say, whether you like it or not, identity management, telecommunication, and banking, technology is squeezing it together. So, telco, no one who's a revolution, no one take advantage of. You will be left behind. A back a crano. Now, as a telecom, a crampono, or profit a few of so
So, is this revolution that has changed?
That is where we
electronic
are now.
Wallet
electronic
bank account.
It's a wallet. It's electronic wallet. That electronic wallet, people keep money in their wallet. That is it. So, for the fact that you are calling it electronic wallet means it can have somebody's savings. It can have somebody's capital. It can have somebody's sika. Ya tia ne ka wo dwuma ma ya te ne tax awie. Ya te ne tax awie no de ato no wallet so. O san so a transfer wo so be sa te. Ne ba wo school. Kan ye go school a ye de ye ko di 14 weeks so ba kaya. 14 weeks no ye chop money nyina ye de mai till midterm. Na ya san so ama ye sky de be fa ka ba fie na nti sa. Oba ko school ama ne be 1 week because momo wo ha obetimi asend ne bi. Ayena kola no me bakoya adwuma me adwuma ministry ya te me tax awie na me sanis ka koma me ba 300 series akoma me ba wo ayia eno no onkoje me chanta adi ansa na exclude no me ba no kwaje me chanta adi tabi ntisa entino it even leads to double taxation. But let me talk about the most important reason why E-Levy here also here.
I don't need any.
And I want to commend both administrations, Mampanyida da John Dramani Mahama, his contribution to the digitization of the economy. Any ambayin susono obaye Dr. Mahmoud ba miabegi atana niasi in a good way. So we make I also air drive digitization. Now, who will drive digitization? A cashless economy, an efficient payment system that is attractive. A young microphone na a pair It is the backbone of digitization. So, it is like wow, push digitization. No, what's the way to toss my way? I said, "Who pay baby akoso." Now, what I will pay you? What's the work the cross? Sabe I will pay our baby. So, no,
but I get your point. I get yes. But there's been calls to widen the tax net.
Yes.
And I don't know. I'm yet to hear of any suggestion. I just okay. E-Levy, you had the tone chair. You be just carefree. You be just carefree.
Because
all I'm hearing is Yanko IMF.
Griffin should agree to two key things. Say, improve digitalization and technology. It is not in a vacuum. that service itself needs to be reinvested in. So, and he's made it so clear, say, you perceive a core, you see or mindful for, which is like the social media environment.
Yes.
We ought to improve it. Now, how are we going to improve it? So now, rural ends of this country now, benya cable wires and appropriate network. So benya efficient internet use. Okay, chips compounds be what Ghana ha. Just a free cook room and some way to me send insurance for data. And this is a fact. Now, say Yenntua, now ya improve all of these. Sana me know ya koye krasi bia bibia ejini bia no ye fa kola benya musidabi. Na de kubi kra no say every day your parliament amu no bisa da be na odi electricity e ba me fie. Da be na odi insuo ba me krasi. Da be na ye kwan. And this is the one solution na ebeboa amaye musidabi. Enti it beats my mind. And mind you say technology wo hono if we do not reinvest e be cage. And they are rather killing the opportunity to contribute a little bit to reinvestment into this. Nanka me cost circle and maku tiesika aye call to Abroche. That was the situation. Oba koda line oho and na yakoye nim because people spent money to bring us where we are. And now me no ka say oko Singapore omo internet speed echenye die. Really echenye die. And he knows that. Why are you depriving us of finding a way to reinvest in this? Sana, a bedroom, maybe only say, WhatsApp idea calls you.
Yeah.
Oko Japan, or the phone, direct phone, a bear call when you picture. Utumi send it, your text message I send there, utumi for video nkoi. Oko Japan, I will send a text message. You can put video in text message. Why are you depriving us of this?
Okay.
Okay.
So
I just want to react a little bit.
No, based on the honorable Akre. Now, Anape, we share this mature discussion. Why don't we come together around one table, make sure we put the proper infrastructure in place to drive this policy? Rather than galvanizing support, Yenntua and those.
Nana, I have so many programs I want you to. Nana Baye, from inception, and yet he provided so many programs. Okay. COVID ne buy
but let him react to
this is important. We need to improve our technological infrastructure.
Say, and then I can say stakeholder engagement.
Yes,
was probably needed before the bill was passed.
Better late than never.
The woman say, yes, electricity, yes, E-Levy. I say E-Levy. I yakobam. Unaya I say mujadru. So I can money at Tom Mujadra. I draw back a person to solve a problem.
I've been specific about
technology.
I've been specific about technological infrastructure.
Technology, I can. First of all, E-Levy in more winning the year, and I must say, 6 billion in a year. And I sanity.
It's an estimate.
Well, it's an estimate. Well, usually, no. When government bring in a policy, if you make an estimation, because I'm sure you have made your budget projections and what have you, the estimation, even if it is offer, and yet be 6.5, and now 5.5,
yes.
Into 6 billion. 6 billion. Ghana Chamber of they made several alternate suggestions. Other experts have come out. So even the extractive industry, the mining sector, the oil and mines, they say if we tax them now, that alone will generate about 22 billion. You see, it's whether you agree or you disagree, no? It actually emphasizes the need for everybody to sit around the table and judge and come up with what is good for this country. In any case, yes, all my yes can yes but to your bottom yes ka. As my main cano, Me say savings ye go phone so. Where would you phone free me savings here anwa? Man go tam chip wa me nya 1 cedi mfa nya hwe. Na me sane me bawo ayi kuma se. Ke US na me sane scam anwa. Wo si me go to tax. Na sika na me wa ha no me ye ntie me tax dada. Si ya me ka cha se. Ye hia sika your man na nche se. Obi sika wo no no yo tua wo tax no. Sa be de tax bio.
Okay.
They make out as in any case, no. Such chip compound one year ade. Over the years, there has been some work that has been done. In fact, during Dramani Muhammad, we built 1,000 kilometers of fiber, rural fiber, from Accra.
So we can't do more. We shouldn't do more.
I didn't say that. So we shouldn't do more. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we are not against.
So why do we want to do more? And you are saying no.
The emphasis I'm saying is that the way our kind of say we pescadi acquire digitalization. We are not against it. We actually have done more contribution in that area than any government in history. In our past administration.
We want to do more. You are saying no.
If you are, we are not saying more. We are just saying that. And you more E-Levy any day you money ye. And you know the idea money.
Okay.
There are alternatives.
What can say you are not against it, but also
not against which one?
You are not against
advancement of the infrastructure for technology.
Yes, I'm not against it. In fact,
then how else should we improve it?
That is the point I'm saying, sir.
How else should we improve it?
The status of this country's digitalization, baby, I drone. 80% came from the NDC administration prior to this one.
Wallahi.
That is the point I want to make.
Okay.
80%. Until we cannot be against infrastructure building.
My minority leader, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, our demonstration, he made some very key points. Maybe say a discussion on E-Levy.
Matter of E-Levy, there is even more to it than many of you can accept this afternoon. I say without fear of contradiction that the incidence of the E-Levy is 3.75% and not 1.75%. Let anybody with technical competence who understands the telecom arena aside to contradict me on this matter. So the incidence of E-Levy is 3.75%. So we have no hesitation letting you know where we stand. We are against E-Levy. We will not support E-Levy. We will support other measures at fiscal consolidation. Someday at the second reading, I'll explain to you what I meant. But if you want to know that the bill before Parliament is even technically incompetent, I've heard the Minister for Finance tell the world that the telepos have agreed to grant him a discount of 0.25%. Is that 0.25% of zero? Because Vodafone cash was zero. So where did you get 0.25% less zero? So what is before Parliament is not even technically competent. We are concerned about even persons such as the matter of persons being dismissed for standing for rights in our society. So we'll look into the merits of your petition. It's on the matter of E-Levy. It is a disincentive to the growth and development of our digital economy and goes against the core principle of any person who supports a cash-light economy. Therefore, we find your concerns germane, but let's subject it to a thorough debate. But we will stand against it and we'll vote against it. We don't need to let you suffer more under the sun. Choboy.
Idrisu, minority leader, and Ekute. Honorable Adom. Now, do not say 3.75. Honorable.
CJ.
Honorable.
We need a opposition for no. Introduce and in fact omejina say omo boy levy nti the ombe bia no against it.
No, but explain.
3.75 no CJ as we speak say telcos no agent already 2, which we know.
And well,
but in average no on average MTN Edge2.
Yeah.
So all the initial bill no said net no all the 1.75 ne ka ho a eno na minority leader can say all the bomwa 3.75 na no credit I ni na fakakra entina or can because
it is out of 2 no and the finance minister can say telco so no agree say on beche 0.25 is that correct? And no, he asked a very tangible question.
Say Vodafone
for now almost charge zero no.
Almost just zero no. So let me help you.
Thank you.
With this.
Thank you.
The whole concept they say finance minister the 1.75 na be tuja. And minority said dabida. And also send away projections. Because budget no ashisha already say a great for Benyan Sika way, waste Benyan Sika way, communication for Benyan way. It is no ashisha no. Or say per calculations 1.75 will be just about right. Minority forecast that be no okay. May call communication companies no. No has some be absorb it 0.25. Now, what Vodafone will end up doing is almost a tour to the country no. That means for Vodafone say no. They'll have to up their taxes, no, in-house by 0.25 because as it stands now, no, Vodafone is one of the companies that are almost subsidizing clients.
Yes.
What's my saying? At any rate, no, I buy edge. If you're on like Vodafone platform, 1 point. Let me start from you'll be paying 1.5, pretty much. Oh, Vodafone, anka abasa ne bana, with your 1.5 now. Vodafone matcho with the 0.25. Until no your Vodafone decision. About MTN edge in 2 already. Into 2 now MTN edge no. A call MTN hono. Ombe sacrifice 0.25 of that. But even as it stands, no enumpono at the moment minority in to me. Enumpono is still, but it is unfortunate say minority leader enim said 2 no is already there. Ghanaians are already paying for it. Now all can say E-Levy 3.75. Inti say no credit pandia we did no credit. And it's unfortunate say as parliamentarians you name say Ghana Ghana kanko adia ye ho ato ho se be no. It's unfortunate say the minority leader make sa comments na se be kan me de me masem nie de odi bill ne ba no yenti de ono ankasa eka you know because Moses ekọ nyankopon ho de commandments de ba no na wa could say bia obi owo nchen say in brother Moses de ba no nie when Moses is actually giving you the 10 commandments into Ghana for mesre abribia no yentie Moses ankasa ono akofa commandments okay. Finance minister ensema oka en yentie omo won kwan chen a omo chechemu enye ho na ese ehwe mesre mo so yetie finance minister ne town hall meetings ni ya yebehu no kra wo mu na siempa de empe wo mu no yemfa tudwa finance minister yobi otie ode ba kan a ofom yese bia wan famba ye na ase no wotie sise ode ba ye na ase eno soso a mo se bue na chese nkosi nkoda eba asem fancy say eba asem
na yemfa 11 ni de ni finally remember
finally no the mechanic say say yenuanom MPP4 ayo man win say bia NDC4 na ya hye chinchinchina E-Levy no ye ma no
3.75
so mpacho wo de ma me
3.75
wo de ma me ye ma no maso
wo de answer no ma me
me ba
is it 3.75
wo de me ba
wo de me so be di no
me so be di no
me so be di no 3.75
okay na 3. Wo de tell ko say you can we say
enkrata obu o hey
so me pacho o ka sama ka bi o ala bi wo de na
me be mama me ha de kakra
Joy FM we a pool bi I think you should refer to that pool. Most
higher views. Higher
Adom. I mean, Joy FM. So it's
the same multimedia.
Multimedia. Well, my pool be more share what people think about E-Levy. That, in my view, says MPP about me is the most unpopular policy initiative that they have taken. Per even an independent Joy FM's poll.
No, so
now,
okay,
who are buying that's our opposition. Because Obia can't hear them quite opposite team when they catch the Obia or no any abem the actual thinking of the people. I'm telling you.
Then you move back by my bed.
What I'm just telling you, say, and you know, when Uba you have to be guided by that. Say, you need to always seek, say, Uba the microphone, the people, the market will cross already.
No.
Kaya ye for the first time, I'm one for one part, a demonstration. Students, actually. Okada riders are
is it 3.75?
Oh, that's a 3.75. You know how he arrived at the 3.75. That is not the debate. The debate here is whether the E-Levy, whether it is 1%.
Is it the bill we are working with, or we are calculating from elsewhere? What does the bill say?
Is it 3.75?
It's 1.75.
It's 1.75. Yes.
Thank you.
This
is what I say.
No, make us say it's 1.75. But he is saying that overall, no say nisika. This is the amount we are paying because we are factor in. A friend say what the telcos are already taking. It's not like say he arrived at that in a vacuum. I
get you.
The teacher says, me go to be a 200 cities. Me to 3.75. So telcos already what say. And I wish to say, I know patch. So I'm going to teacher no. Okay.
But
and me no see no. Me this will be something a plea to the government say. One tie there. Yes, on tie the home no catch as no. Tie there the ordinary people of Ghana. One acre.
And no mgusu a omo eti through town hall meetings.
Na town hall why be that? Why be that?
Oh yeah.
For compare with survey no get say. Survey no how unpopular the E-Levy is. Obi about town obi say hey dey we there. One makra dey. So obi. One rent crowd no. And dey I'm telling you. What?
Okay. Even NDC for no mubusa question. Ghana card. Passport ultimately 2 kind.